Today, including this little gem, 2 minutes of glory. I don't know what the heck I just did on my computer. I did something weird. At least I got this to listen to while I try to figure it out. Phone lines are open. Feel free to jump in. 256-576-4977. You can text the show, 732-9TA-SHOW. That's 732-982-7469. Great way to communicate with us. My personal Twitter feed is at Thom Abraham Show. Station's feed is at 97.7 ESPN. We are on the Twitch and the Facebook at 97.7 ESPN. You can watch the show there as well. Our YouTube channel, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Like and subscribe to that. You go to 97.7ESPN.com, get links to all of that. And get the app. You need to download the app. You find links there to Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4. We got so much great programming, it's too much for just one signal to carry. But we have your alternate streaming channels for more great programming. Tonight we have Madison Academy. In the first round of the 4A playoffs, they'll be hosting Hamilton, who was 4-6 on the season. Of course, the Mustangs were 9-1, and they're number one in the state. But cautionary tale, all they got to do is look and see what happened to James Clemens last night. More on that in a moment. Also, Friday, we'll have the scoreboard show tonight, and that means you want to have Zone 3 for that. If the game that we're carrying over the air isn't over by 9:30, the North Alabama scoreboard show will start at 9:30 on Zone 3. And then on Zone 4, we'll have the Habit game against Macon, about 6:50 or so tonight. We'll start with the pregame on that deal. Havoc are off to a 5-0 start on the season. What a brutal loss for James Clemens last night. After a 10-0 season, ranked 5th in the state, and Oak Mountain comes into Madison City Stadium and knocks off the Jets. Oak Mountain was, 6-4 on the season. They led pretty much throughout the game. They led 21-10 at the half. Clemens had come back to tie the game at 35 when the Eagles got possession with 2:06 left in the game at their own 26-yard line. And they went right down the field to the James Clemens 15-yard line in just 6 plays to set up junior Garrett Murphy's game-winning 31-yard field goal. First game winner the kid ever hit. Just brutal. Just brutal. I thought Clemens had a chance to go a distance. And I hate this with the Birmingham schools always seeming to have this upper hand on the North Alabama area schools. I just hate it. Hate it. I don't know why it is. It just is. This is your home, of course, for the Friday Trifecta, where we have your weekly prizes. We're hooking you up with Champies and tickets to the Havoc if you can hit the trifecta and the tiebreaker if we need the tiebreaker. If you're the only one that hits the trifecta, then you don't need the tiebreaker. You're the winner. If we have multiple winners that go to the tiebreaker, then and we still have multiple winners, then we just draw for the winner. It's the way that works. Okay? And you're accumulating points all season long for hitting trifectas for our grand trifecta grand prize. Trifectas are worth 1 point each, and then you get 2 points if you hit the trifecta and the tiebreaker. There are only 2 ways to get into the trifecta. By calling the show between now and noon or texting your picks into the text line at 732-982-7469. That information is listed on the notification banner that Grizz has put out on Facebook and on Twitter now. So you can see it there. In case you miss it, you can see it there. But I will give you the picks right now. You ready? The Auburn, by God, Tigers.
War Eagle.
Go compete in pickleball if you want to.
Pickleball. They are plus 4.5 at Texas A&M.
Miles took the approach of, real G's moving silence like lasagna.
That's right. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Talking about Myles Garrett there, of course, Texas A&M grad. LSU.
You know, I used to stop at the Exxon and get a chicken on a stick. Best I ever had. We got the 4-piece dinner, and we fought for the breast.
I miss that guy. He gets 28.5 at Alabama.
I'm here.
Any of you play sports?
Roll all over their ass.
Tennessee.
A fart in a skillet.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
Is a pick'em at Kentucky.
Well, I ain't never been done with one.
I'm going to kick you right in the groin, Mike.
Thought I'd use that one for our friend Smokey Mike. He's such a huge Tennessee fan. He might be the biggest Tennessee fan we got. Smokey Mike. And in our tiebreaker, no Derrick Henry, but the Tennessee Titans.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
No. They get 7.5 against the Rams in Los Angeles.
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I'm not very tolerant when it comes to the liberals who complain about everything.
Iron Mike. Oh, God. He's not real tolerant. All right, so there you have it. So if you want to get in on that, this is actually a pretty good time to do it. You could jump in right off the bat here. And according to Grizz, we've already got a couple on the lines. Unless that's old. Is that new, Grizz? That's new, right? That's new. Okay, Grizz tells me that's new. Coming up in a few minutes, Allan Bell Jr. from CBS Sportsline will join us. Defense was optional last night in Indianapolis as the Colts beat the Jets 45-30. Now, that deal got a little dicey at the end for folks that might have put a little quiet money on the game. Follow me, Grizz. The Colts were a 14.5-point favorite. And the Jets had crept back into it. Colts were blowing them out. And with less than a minute to go, New York had driven down to about the 15-yard line, trailing by 15 and getting 14.5. And they were looking for a garbage time TD to pull within 7 or 8. So the line was in play. And Joe Buck told us the line was in play. But a batted pass was picked off by Indy, and the game ended with the Colts covering. Now, also in the NFL today, the Browns have released Odell Beckham Jr. today, after the team and the malcontent agreed to a financial settlement. Now, remember, it was March of 2019 wherein Cleveland acquired Beckham and Olivier Vernon, who's not with the team anymore. They'd give him a couple of good years. But they acquired OBJ and Olivier Vernon from the Giants in exchange for Jabril Peppers, who I would love to have back. Offensive guard Kevin Zeitler, who was also pretty good. A first-round draft pick and a third-round draft pick. Beckham gave him nothing, next to nothing. Beckham had worn out his welcome in New York with some comments directed at Eli Manning. So this is not the first go-round. Remember, he was pissed and moan about Eli Manning. Teams will have till Monday to sign him off the waiver wire. I still have him on my fantasy bench. Later in the 11, Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports is in with his thoughts on the weekend's game. And before we get Grizz in here, let me just say it's a sad day in the professional fishing world. I know you guys, many of you know that I host Bassmaster Radio nationally, over 130 radio stations. We just added the Clemson station, the Clemson flagship station, 105.5 The Roar, and 97.5 FM in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Just picked up 2 more stations. I don't know how many stations that show's on. But anyway, it's on this station. I know that. But it's a sad day. Aaron Martins, just 49 years old, has passed away, losing a 20-month battle with brain cancer. Aaron Martens was salt of the earth. He'd been on the show a number of times. He would do whatever for anyone. He was a 3-time Angler of the Year. He had earned over nearly $5 million as a professional fisherman in tournament winnings, much less all of the other stuff. He was one of the first Phoenix pros. Phoenix is one of my sponsors. He was the guy that put Enigma Fishing on the map. Enigma is one of my sponsors. I felt like we were kindred spirits. The last time I saw Aaron in person was at the Caston and Ketchen tournament to benefit the Alabama Children's Hospital in Birmingham in the congenital heart defect wing of the hospital. He was battling for his life. He was frail. We fished a tournament. We didn't fish in the same boat together, but we both fished in the same tournament on Gunnersville back in the spring. And when he came up, I was the weighmaster then after I fished it. I weighed his fish in. Shook his hand, talked to him for a minute. He was frail. He was weak. This is one of the fittest guys you ever met. And here he was battling for his own life, and he was doing something to help the children at Children's Hospital. He was just a great, great guy. Lived in Leeds, Alabama, was born and raised in California, and moved to Leeds, Alabama some 30 years ago or so now, 25 years ago maybe. So those like Shane Shawn and Dale and the others that follow pro fishing, they know Aaron Martens. I mean, this is way up there. When I talk about Aaron Martens, this is way up there. 49 years old. It's just very sad. All right, over there in that little glass room, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax and answering the phones and living large on a Friday, it's Coach Chris.
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a stick polish. Brilliant!
I've got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good time roll.
Someone call someone because there's a cleanup on aisle 3 as a man is down.
It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
It's not St. Patty's Day, so that's a different day entirely.
Hey, Grizzlicious, how you doing on a football Friday?
I'm doing just fine, and no, I enjoyed last night's game. I have Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team, one of my keepers from last year. If George Kittle can get back on the playing field, I think he's going to do it this weekend. Be nice
Is
to
he
have.
on your fantasy team in the DFL?
Oh,
Jonathan
no,
Taylor?
not in the DFL. I don't have Jonathan Taylor in the DFL. No, wrong team. I had another one. But I thought I had Derrick Henry, but I didn't have it in the DFL.
How many points in your league did you
I had
get?
Henry
Do you know what
Ruggs.
you got? Do you know what? Yeah, I got Odell Beckham Jr.
Got rid of
on
him.
my bench. I got to get rid of him.
I don't think you got to get rid of him. Just keep him, and then whatever team he shows up on, he's
I'm
gonna
getting
probably
rid of
he's gonna get catches. I could see it.
I'd
love to see him in Green Bay or, like I heard earlier, Vegas or something like that. But I don't see him going to the AFC.
Here's the thing. It's not a matter of, we don't see him going to the AFC.
Yeah.
Or we don't see
Whoever
him
pay
going
the
here.
most.
Here's the no. What the deal is? Oh, where is it? Okay, here it is. I got it. Here's the deal. It's the waiver wire order, just like in fantasy.
Yeah.
Right? It's the waiver wire order. So here's the waiver wire order, and you tell me. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
If you're in the waiver. The Detroit Lions.
No.
Miami.
Maybe.
They're second in the waiver right.
He just wants to be in the news, and I think if he's in Miami, he's going to be in the news a lot. He's going to be on camera a lot.
Houston.
No.
Jacksonville. No. Jets. Maybe.
They look good with Elijah Moore, and if Corey Davis could stay on the field, they've got Jamison Crowder. They would be a decent wide receiving core.
You want to go to a crap team? I don't know.
Mike White looks good until he got hurt.
No, but not Mike White's hurt.
That's what I'm saying. But he's ready for the next game. That's what I saw.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, he could be ready in time for the next game.
Giants, no. Washington, no. Philadelphia, Seattle, maybe. Maybe
Who's
Seattle.
throw to him in Seattle. I mean, I just can't stand watching Geno Smith play.
Chicago?
Maybe. They need a receiver.
He would ruin Justin Fields.
Yeah, he would.
Absolutely ruin
it. It would be all about him instead of Justin Fields anymore, though.
What about Atlanta at 11? Does he pass Atlanta? Because, with Calvin Ridley out.
I was talking about that earlier before the show. I was thinking, that would look nice. But I don't know if I want him. I don't know if I want him. That's what I'm saying. I don't want him.
Guy.
He's a fungus in the locker room.
He's a fungus. he's a cancer. You don't want this dude.
He's just so about himself, and he just doesn't care. And it's just like if he doesn't get the ball, you're going to hear about it.
There was a lot of talk about the Saints, but the Saints aren't until 23. They were interested in trading for him, but they couldn't get a deal done.
They shouldn't have gone after Mark Ingram.
And now they don't. They're at 23, so I don't think they can get him. I don't know where he gets pat. Maybe the Miami Dolphins put a claim in on him. Maybe at 2 to Miami Dolphins.
And Devontae Parker, he's getting in there years. I think he may have missed the last game. But he's playing this week, I believe, and that's a team that really could help. I mean, with Jalen Waddle on the other side, it would be really nice to have another dominant receiver like that.
But again, do you want him? See, I don't think he is a dominant wide receiver. I think he's a mirage. I think he's.
You think he had couple good years?
3 years.
Yeah.
He was a Pro Bowler his first 3 years. He has not been a Pro Bowler the last 5 years. Okay, the first 3 years he was a Pro Bowler. I don't. And here's the thing, again, young quarterback in Tua. I don't know that anybody that has a young quarterback, I don't know that you want to bring him in the room. I think it has to be a mature type quarterback to take the guy on. I don't know, but we'll see how.
I wouldn't see him go to I wouldn't see him go to the Steelers. I mean, I don't think they would do that. Like, I don't think they would send him over to a rival if they even had a chance.
They are not sending him. You don't understand.
No, I'm saying if they had a chance. That's what I'm saying. If they had a chance to get him, like, I don't see him I don't see the Steelers trying to go after him if they could. Because, I mean, they are missing a receiver. I mean, they could. Juju Smith-Schuster being out, so.
If it got to them. I don't think it would get to them.
Yeah.
But if it got to them, they may, because there's two parts to that. One, you get the guy, and they are a little bit thin at the receiver spot.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is that they have you also get his knowledge of the offense and stuff. You know what I mean? You know how many times you see guys sign guys that are with other teams that they're going to be playing soon? That wouldn't be You get a guy that's got the Browns playbook, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. All right, let me get the lines and knock these guys out here early because they got in first, and they are friends. And I'm going in order of the longest wait, and we're going to start with Badger Larry.
Probably put both of them on at the same time if you want.
No! They might be together. They might be playing golf together or something at 40-degree weather. Badger Larry, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing good, Thomas. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. You don't have whirlwind Dan sitting next to you, do you, in a golf cart?
No, I actually have my wife sitting next to me. We're on the road to Atlanta this morning. Good to got tickets to go see George frickin' Strait tonight with
George Strait.
Nice. George Strait at Mercedes Stadium.
Nice. I hope they're decent tickets. Are they going to be? You're going to
because of course in I got them
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You're liable to be. George Strait to be like an ant. If you're too far away.
No, we're good. We're good on that. So
good for you.
We're trying
I
had to go the long way to get to Atlanta so I could avoid going by Truist Park this afternoon where the parade's going. So
yeah, the parade's today. I tell you what, but isn't the parade downtown?
Well, it's starting downtown, and that's where we're going. See, it's starting down there, and then they're heading to Truist Park, and they're finishing it at the
They're going to do more parade up there. Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be. So what are you going to do? Run down to Birmingham and take 20 over?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll come back the other way. Come back 75, but yeah, it's a little longer, but that's okay. I want to avoid that 75 coming through there. So.
All right, you want a piece of this thing or what?
Yeah, I do.
All right, Auburn gets 4.5 at A&M.
I'll take Auburn.
Go compete in pickleball if you want to.
LSU gets 28.5 at Alabama.
That ain't enough. Roll Tide.
I'm here.
UT is a pick'em at Kentucky.
Wow. Line change on that? Wasn't UT getting some before?
No. Well, yeah, originally they were getting 2.5, and it's gone all the way down to a pick.
Okay. I'm still going with them. Give me them Volunteers.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
You got them. The gap on the line closing. And then in the tiebreaker, the Titans get 7.5 at the Rams.
Well, I don't think without Derrick Henry, I just don't see it happening. So I'm going to go with the Rams. And if Titans cover, I hope they win.
I'm not very tolerant when it comes to the liberals who complain about everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's Iron Mike. All right, we got you in.
Hey, what do you think about the Rodgers thing? That's quite interesting, isn't it?
It's interesting. It's weird. He is getting weirder and weirder, but I think that they're going to be very competitive in that game. I would not be surprised if they win that game, and it could end up being a blessing in disguise. If Jordan Love plays really well, it could start, getting the brain turning the page, off of Aaron Rodgers, if in fact this is going to be his last year.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on that one. So
yeah, it's going to be a good game
brother.
Sunday night. All right, man. Appreciate you.
See you. Have a good weekend.
I'll be taking the Packers plus 7.5 on that one. Wolverine Dan is up next. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Larry needs to save some of that money, man. We're going to Nashville, hopefully, again. Every year I go to Nashville for somebody else's show. I can't say the name on the air. We get a real good deal at the Omni Hotel and a free breakfast. And
for my buddy Bill King? You go up there for my buddy Bill King show? Why can't you say his name on here?
Yeah, we do the penthouse. We do the penthouse there where he stays, and free beer, and just hang out, and then we honky talk. And next morning they got a free buffet breakfast with blueberry sausage, brother.
Why can't you say Bill King's name on the air? He's a good friend of mine.
I know, man. I don't know if you like that or not. That's why I was trying to be nice.
No, I did replace him. He wasn't,
because we're going to go there. We're going there, And Tom, I knocked out my workout in 20 minutes. I was pumping it hard so I could be on the air to make my picks, brother.
All right, well, let's do it then. Auburn gets 4.5 at A&M.
I'll do what Larry says.
Go compete in pickleball if you want to.
All right, LSU gets 28.5 at Alabama.
That's not enough against the evil empire and that little guy.
Any of you play sports?
All right. Tennessee is a pick'em at Kentucky.
Oh, how about those Cats?
Oh, he's going.
I'm going to kick you right in the groin, Mike.
Okay, you got Mike. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yeah. You got Kentucky against Mike's Vols. Yeah. And then in the tiebreaker, Tennessee Titans get 7.5 at the Rams.
This is easy. Matt Stafford and the Detroit I'm sorry, LA Rams. Jeez.
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
God, it gets worse. It gets worse every day. Being a Lions fan. Gee, now Brown's even better than us. We suck.
Now he's going to go. Now Matt Stafford's going to go to the Super Bowl. You watch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody travels through Detroit to go to the Super Bowl because they can't stand playing for that team, and they go somewhere and they're productive. They go win a dang championship, man.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, we got you in.
Larry's listening, be careful on the road, my friend. They're crazy in Atlanta right now. It's all about the tomahawk.
It is all about the tomahawk. Parade is this afternoon. Grizz will be there in spirit. All right, let's get one more in here. Shane is in Decatur. Shane, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great, big dog. On my way to Atlanta for the parade. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Good job by you. Boy, Grizz is very jealous of you right now.
I wanted to get in on some picks. I just had to turn the app on and listen to you because I can't hear you otherwise. But, I want to get in on some picks this morning.
Where are you physically at?
Well, we came down to Birmingham, spent the night with my brother and sister-in-law, and I left the baby and wife with them, and I'm going solo to Atlanta. So I'm about an hour and 45 from Atlanta right now.
Okay, all right. So, you need the app from there. But that's good. We're blasting on the app. I like that. A lot of people listen on the app now. Auburn gets 4 and a hook at A&M.
Give me A&M. I think Auburn's going to slip this weekend.
I think Miles took the approach of, real G's moving silence like lasagna.
All right, you got Myles Garrett and the A&M Aggies. All right, LSU gets 28.5 at Alabama.
Too much. Got to take LSU.
We got the 4-piece dinner, and we fought for the breast.
Tennessee is a pick'em at Kentucky.
That's a tough one. It just depends on which Kentucky defense is going to show up. But I really think Heupel's offense is going to have them flying, so I'm going to take Tennessee in this one.
A fart in a skillet.
Yeah, that's the Tennessee special teams coordinator there with his fart in a skillet. And the Titans in the tiebreaker, Titans get 7.5. 7.5 for the Titans at the Rams.
Man, no King Henry. I got to take the Rams.
I'm not very tolerant when it comes to the liberals who complain about everything.
I didn't know what to use for the Rams, so I went there. All right, we got you in, man.
All right,
be safe.
Dog. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Sir.
Be safe out there. All right, let's get a break in here. I know Grizz is on the phone, but man, we're backed up. We're late. Let's get a break. We'll come back. Allan Bell Jr. talks some NFL and college football with us next on 97.7 ESPN.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. If you know me, you know I've been around at Environmental Comfort Systems. Rick Smith and his team provide the best in air conditioning solutions, so even on the hottest days, you'll be cool. Give Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and see how cool you can be. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us, too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Looking for a great deal? Well, I've got one for you. Thom Abraham here for Valley Equipment Rental. And at Valley Equipment, if you rent after 3 on a Friday or on a Saturday morning, you're not due back until Monday morning. So basically, you're getting the entire weekend for the price of one day. And if you're in the service or are a vet, they'll knock another 10% off. Valley Equipment is locally owned and involved in our community through charities and even supporting local teams. And soon, they'll have a second location to handle even more equipment. Stay tuned for info on where that will be and when it will open.
At Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, people call the award-winning burgers totally insane, which is a compliment because Bad Daddy's Burgers are just that, chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness built with premium Angus beef. They're bold and they're bad. Pair one with one of their signature cocktails or assortment of local craft brews. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, 2317 Memorial Parkway. Check out our menu and even order online at BadDaddy'sBurgerBar.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, and they're worried they're stuck with it. One that costs too much or doesn't meet their needs, or for whatever reason, they're just not happy with it. If that is you, some great news. There really is another choice. It's called MediShare, and it's such a great option, especially if you're self-employed, changing jobs, or part of the gig economy. Here's what you get when you switch to MediShare. First, huge savings. The typical family saves $500 a month. You also get a massive doctor network, or you can just use the doctor of your choice, or MediShare's free 24/7 telehealth option. And you get to be part of something you can believe in. MediShare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. No wonder MediShare gets double the customer satisfaction ratings compared with typical health insurance. So no, you are not stuck. You've got a great alternative. Call now. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday, expect mostly sunshine. High temperatures will be topping out in the upper 50s to the lower 60s for the afternoon. We'll see a dry day as well. And for your Friday night, it'll be a cold one out there. Low temperatures falling into the upper 30s, lower 40s, and we'll see a mostly clear sky. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
All football music on a Football Friday in the Doghouse. This segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. By the way, on Bassmaster Radio this weekend, you can hear North Alabama Mortgage Pro Trey Swindle, who is the nephew of Gerald Swindle, on the show this week. And, North Alabama Mortgage, they do conventional VA, FHA, USDA loans. Brian Hammaker and his team are just absolutely tremendous. If you're, doesn't matter if you're looking in Alabama, Florida, or Tennessee, they'll do for new purchases and also for refis. I'm using for a refi myself. And look, they just do a tremendous job. As I said, 100% of their business, almost 100% of their business comes from referrals. This is a referral, basically. And I'm telling you, these are the guys that you want to work with if you're thinking about doing a refi or if you're thinking about doing a new mortgage as well. Great, great people, very involved. And by the way, he jumped right in to help us bring you Madison Academy playoff football. I called him up. I called Brian Hammaker up. They do so much for the community. I called him up and I started talking to him about it, and I didn't get one sentence in. He's like, put me down, because he just wants to help. He just absolutely wants to help. So he's one of the people that are making it possible for us to bring you Madison Academy playoff football beginning tonight, and however long they go. All right, joining us now, a guy that does a tremendous job for CBS Sportsline. He is, of course, Allan Bell Jr., and he is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. AB, welcome back. How are you?
Big dog, doing good. Also, let me say what you're just talking about. Shout out to him. That's a stud move to help bring, just more awareness to high school football. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we've carried him all year, but the regular season ended, and then it was like, we got to go and scramble and find more sponsors because, you got to pay the state for, to do playoff games and everything else. And yeah, just one of those guys that just jumped on board immediately, which was really cool. And, Madison Academy, a great, great program there. Kerryon Johnson came out of there to what's his name? The wide receiver that broke all the records at Vanderbilt. Was the SEC leading, he had broke the records there, went on to the NFL and played for the Philadelphia Eagles, came out of Madison Academy. It's just one of those programs that's really, really good and in North Alabama. So it's neat to be able to follow them. They're number one in the state in 4A, so we'll see how they do in the playoffs. So were you on either side of the Colts minus 14.5 last night, kind of gripping that last drive?
Oh, God, yeah. I had Colts minus 10.5, and it was just
10.5.
Sweat,
okay.
man. Yeah, 10.5. Yeah, it was a sweat. Like, it was a sweat all the way to the end. Also, I was on the Jets team turnovers over 1.5. Legit had to wait until their final play of the game to get that. It was, it was crazy.
I stay away from some of the props. I just think that they're a way to suck money out of your pocket. So I know guys do well on them and everything else, but I feel like I have a better feel for the game and sometimes for the totals. I usually stay away from totals too, and I really liked the Colts last night, and I'll be honest with you. I took the advice of the guy from CBS Sports. What's the guy that sends the thing out every single day? I can't remember his name now. The dude from CBSSports.com that they send out the email every day with his picks for the night. Tom Fornelli. All right, Tom Fornelli, right? Tom Fornelli was all over the under, and he was like, under, and he gave all these reasons for the under 45. And I was like, really? And I'm like, you know what? I'll throw a little. So I hate unders because I hate pulling for defense in the game, and every time there's a score, you feel like you die a little bit inside. There's no hope in an under. There's hope in an over. You got an over, you're always hoping. In an under, there's no hope. There's just negativity.
It's just sweat. Yeah,
you just sweat.
That's all it is.
Yeah, you sweat it and you do the math. It's like when the Colts scored the first touchdown with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, I'm like, okay, that's all right. 10 points a quarter would be okay. And then the next thing you know, it's 28-10 at the half, and I'm not watching it anymore. But under 45 was not the way to go last night, that's for sure.
It was not. That was not.
No. Can the Colts battle their way back into a playoff position at all, do you think? I mean, was that just a win against a really bad team in the Jets that actually has a win against Cincinnati and a win against the Titans?
Well, they can, right? Like, it's not going to come to the AFC South. I mean, they're going to have to go like 7-1 down the stretch to actually win that division. But now that we have a seventh playoff team, and you look across the AFC, like, you're pretty much looking at like the Colts and the Chiefs as like you're in the hunt team. So, yeah, man, like it's there. So the AFC is going to be a weird race down the end of the season.
Yeah, you're right. They'll be basically look. Let's chalk up the Titans Monday night as a loss. If they win that game, that'll be an epic victory. If we chalk that up as a loss, they move to 6-3. The Colts would be in second place in the division at 4-5, but they were swept by the Titans. So, that makes it another game basically. So you're right. They would be basically 3 games back with 8 games to go. And, so that would be a tough row to hoe. But what about the Titans going down the stretch? What do you expect them to get out of Adrian Peterson, 36 years old? And more importantly, why in the hell is Adrian Peterson wearing number 8? Is this the 8th team he's played for in the NFL or something? Why is he wearing Julio should be wearing number 8, first of all, but why is he wearing number 8?
I know.
Anybody know?
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea why. I have no idea in regards to that. But, the Titans are going to be okay. This is a massive loss, obviously, losing Derrick Henry. And they're going to, try to, quote-unquote, replace him in terms of, multiple running backs, right? So I wouldn't be surprised that if every 2 weeks the Titans kind of have a new back there, right? Because Adrian Peterson might last, might not last, but, you're probably looking at 10 to 12 carries, out of him, and then you're going to have Deontay Foreman, you're going to have Jeremy McNichols, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans kind of live on the waiver wire for the rest of the season and just say, look, we just need some production at the running back position, just enough to where defenses can't just sit, and 8 in the secondary and pick apart Ryan Tannehill. So, yeah, it's going to look different for sure. But I think they'll be okay. They're not going to be as good as they were, but they're also not going to completely fall apart either.
It's like me with my fantasy team. That's what I do. And I got one stud in there, Jonathan Taylor. Man, is he having a year? And and he was a horse again last night. I mean, that's a guy with Derrick Henry being out. It'll take about 2 weeks to pass Derrick Henry in the standings. It'll take 3 games probably before he gets passed in the standings by Jonathan Taylor or Nick Chubb. But Taylor has just been a machine this year.
Yeah, he has. He absolutely has. And you look at that's exactly what Indy wants. It's interesting how Indianapolis and Tennessee offensively are almost kind of mirrors of each other, right? Like they kind of want to do the exact same thing. It's a lead back offense. They want to run the ball down your throat. They want to go for over 100 yards a game. And when the quarterback has to, he can put some passes up, throw some touchdowns in, and be done for the day. But they definitely want to control the clock, control the pace and tempo of the game. And they did. And when you have a back like him who can not only, grind out, carry after carry after carry just, to wear you down and in the game, but he can also take it to the house at any moment. Yeah, he's a special running back for sure.
No doubt about it. So the Odell Beckham Jr. will be released today to cancer. That is, Odell Beckham Jr. will be released here momentarily, and then the teams will have until Monday to claim him off of the waiver wire. Who do you expect to take a shot at him, and is he worth taking a shot at? A guy who was a Pro Bowler his first 3 years in the NFL, but has not been a Pro Bowler in the last 5 years. A guy whose best year was his rookie year in terms of numbers, so it's been 8 years. But the waiver wire right now starts with Detroit, and then goes Miami, Houston, Jags, Jets, Giants. I don't think they're touching him. Who do you think takes a shot? Do the Miami Dolphins take a shot at bringing him in, and how would he react to going to a 1-6 team?
Well, so first off, no, I don't think that he's worth it at all. This is a wide receiver who had 3 good years, and he got hurt, and he hasn't done anything since 2017.
Except for blow-up quarterbacks. He's done that.
And teams. It's the exact same situation in New York. It's the exact same thing. And it's almost like a political discussion because sanity goes out the window. He had Giants fans burning Eli Manning jerseys. For what? This guy is not that good, and he certainly now isn't that good and everything that he brings your team. So I wouldn't want him at all. But, there are going to be teams out there, the Saints, the Raiders, the Ravens, the Chargers might be a team, maybe even Buffalo. But the hard part, like you said, is that he's on the waivers. So the teams that are up there on the waivers that, that might pick him up, we're talking about the Lions have first. I think the Texans have second, the Dolphins. I don't know what's going to happen, but one of those teams are probably going to claim him. And then let's see how much he just wanted out of Cleveland, because he's going to do the same thing, say, if he goes to Detroit. He's going to throw a fit. So I'm with you. I wouldn't bring him in. His headache is not worth the value that you're not going to get on the field.
Bill Cowher says, you went to the playoffs last season, speaking of the Browns. You're running a football team. That's who you are. Is it more important to Odell to catch 8 balls than win a game and catch 1? I'd ask that question. Is it more important that you catch 8 balls in a game and lose, or catch 1 ball to win? And I think that that's an outstanding point. And the point is that he also had several opportunities to catch very important passes in games that the Browns needed him in, and he dropped pass after pass. He was either falling down or dropping a ball in key moments. And, you could say the same thing in the last game about Jarvis Landry, but Landry, for the most part, has been extremely reliable. That was unusual for Landry. It's been more commonplace, if you will, for Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, totally. And look, if wide receivers are having tough games and they miss passes, it happens. I'm not saying it's good, but it happens. But if you're a good teammate, right, and you're not trying to actively blow up the team, then it's fine. It's a tough one. Get on the jugs machine. We'll see you next week. You'll be fine. But when you're dropping passes and falling down, and your dad's putting out an 11-minute video that somehow skips all of the 3rd and 6 slants that you took for 3 yards and slid down, right?
Right.
You didn't want to extend the drive there. I noticed that he didn't put those in there. It's just a mess, man, and it's just not worth it because, it's one thing if this is Randy Moss in his prime. And I'm not saying Randy was like that. I'm just saying, if you're getting those type of numbers, yeah, I could put up with that. If you're giving me 3 touchdowns in 2 years, no, man, I'm all set on that.
I don't even believe his dad put that thing together, to be honest with you. I don't think his father went through and edited all of that, laid the music track down, all of that kind of stuff.
No.
Get the hell out of here. I'm just glad he's gone, and this is going to be one of those addition by subtraction type things. I bet the Browns go big this week. I bet they play a lot better football. They're getting 2.5 points at the Bengals. The Bengals are reeling, coming off of 2 straight losses. I got a feeling they're going to have 3 straight losses by the time we get done at 3 o'clock Central Time on Sunday.
There you go. Now, the interesting part with the Browns is this. They are 0-9 against the spread in their last 9 games, regular season games, against AFC North teams. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I didn't recognize that at all. But again, we're talking about a spread. They're getting 2.5 points. It's going to be a tight game. There's a reason why, with all this craziness going on, that it's only 2.5, right? There's a reason for it. So, yeah, I'm with you there.
Is there been an overreaction to Aaron Rodgers not being with the Packers as that line has grown from around 2.5 to 7.5 with Jordan Love going in there? And Aaron Rodgers doesn't play defense. The Chiefs are still struggling offensively. You wonder about the Packers getting 7.5. I'm kind of loving that, and I think Jordan Love is liable to play really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, are we sure that the Chiefs are actually even better than the Packers with Jordan Love? Like, I asked that a legitimate question. Like, their defense is horrible, and their offense isn't much better either. And it's clear what the problem is with their offense is that teams are giving them the run game 2 weeks now in a row. The Titans and the Giants literally gave them the run game because they know that they're too arrogant to take it. Like, they will not do it. Like, every drive that the Chiefs had that they scored a touchdown was because of the run game. And what did they do the next drive? Pass, 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 punt. Pass, 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 punt. They kept doing it. Teams know. So your defense can legitimately cut off half the field because they know you will not consistently stay with that. So I'm with you. The Packers could absolutely win this game. But if you're giving me, plus 7.5, yeah, I'll ride with that for sure.
Yeah. All right. Always a pleasure, doing a tremendous job covering the NFL and college football. CBS Sportsline. You can get his picks as well and get his analysis on all of these games. Allan Bell Jr. has been our guest. AB, appreciate you as always.
Big dog. Appreciate you, buddy. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you. All right, we'll get a break in here. When we come back, we have open lines. Probably don't have enough time, though. We'll probably just wrap up this hour, but we will be open lines off of the top of the show as well. So if you want to jump in, you can do it at 256-576-4977 right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Take your taste buds back in time with a trip to the all-new Bubby's Diner, offering a variety of mouth-watering food from delicious starters to 50s-style diner food and meat-and-three meals, featuring owner and Huntsville native Chris Bubby Belcher's family's homemade recipes. Open Monday through Saturday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 8412 Whitesburg Drive in the former Gibson's Barbecue. Drive-in, drive-through, carry-out, or curbside pickup with delivery coming soon through Grub South. Bubby's Diner, home of the Donut Burger.
Tom Luganbill here for Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford, at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com. If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday, expect mostly sunshine. High temperatures will be topping out in the upper 50s to the lower 60s for the afternoon. We'll see a dry day as well. And for your Friday night, it'll be a cold one out there. Low temperatures falling into the upper 30s, lower 40s, and we'll see a mostly clear sky. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Roll Tide, War Eagle, and, yeah, you, the Vols fan. We got it all covered on the Thom Abraham Show.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hey, you better jump in on Bad Daddy's Burger Bar at Zone Deals right now at wzzn.halfoffdeal.com, or just go to 977ESPN.com or on the app, and you can just click on the deal right there, the latest Zone deal, and it's Bad Daddy's Burger Bar once again on there. Now, we put about, I think, 60 of these up maybe at a couple of hours ago, and now there's only 24 left, all right? So you need to jump on this deal. You can get as many as 4 of these deals purchased in one fell swoop. So, do the math. That would be $200 worth of Bad Daddy Burger Bar gift certificates for just a C-note for $100. And think about it. It's holiday time. Holiday time. You could drop $100, and you could take care of as many as 8 people with $25 gift certificates to Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. What a great gift. What a great gift for around the office. What a great gift for your favorite sports talk radio show host. What a great gift for your favorite sports talk radio show producer. Double dipper producer. You know what I mean? I mean, it would be fantastic. Grace, have you ever been over to Bad Daddy's?
Multiple times. I think it's Sam I Am Burger. I think that's like one of my favorites. Because I like eggs. And I like eggs on my burger.
Well, that's a Texas. Weird. You don't like eggs, or you do?
No,
like
I
eggs?
do like eggs. Like so, I think that's what it's called, the Sam I Am burger.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's like a Texas burger type. You know what? I might go there for my pregame meal tonight before the Havoc game. I think I might do that. I might do that tonight. Yeah, I'm on a Havoc game tonight. Of course, we got Madison Academy football on the air and on our primary stream. But if you're a Havoc fan and you want to listen to that, just check out Zone 4. I will be on the Havoc game as they go for 6-0 against a Macon team that hasn't won a game yet this year. So, we got a good shot at winning that one. All right, when we return, we go open lines off the top of the hour. So this is your best segment to get into the Friday trifecta. I'll reset the trifecta. Got some crazy college football coaching rumors out there as well. We'll share that. It's all coming up. Hour number 2 is next. The Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, at Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it. And there's no extra cost to custom order. Plus, you get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates. This applies to 2021 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, and Expedition. It's a win-win with a custom order at Woody Anderson Ford. You get the colors, the features, and the options that fit your life. Plus, you get notified when it's built, shipped, and ready to deliver. Listen, buying a new car or truck is likely the second largest investment you'll ever make. So why settle? Get exactly what you want with a custom factory order today and get $1,000 off MSRP. See how at WoodyAndersonFord.com or at the corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Everybody knows the fun begins when you get to the end zone, where you can enjoy half-price apps every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, half-price burgers every Tuesday, plus late-night pizza specials and a spectacular menu that includes jumbo wings, half-pound burgers, Tex-Mex, and an incredible selection of craft beer, and plenty of big-screen TVs. It's all happening at the end zone, 1851 University Drive, 2030 Cecil Ashburn at Jones Valley Station, and coming in early 2022, Mid-City End Zone at 1115 McMurtry next to the Target Shopping Center.
We love our pets, and when we need boarding or vet services, we want the best. That's why we chose Paradise Pet Resort and Spa. Everything our pets needed, all in one place. Boarding for both dogs and cats. Doggy daycare, grooming and spa services, web cameras, and top-notch vet care, too. It's a true Paradise Pet Resort for your furry friends, serving all of North Alabama. Find out everything you need to know and book services online at ParadisePetResortAndSpa.com. Located in Madison, just off 565 at Wall Triana, behind Cracker Barrel.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Developing story, the Browns moving on without receiver Odell Beckham Jr. The team and OBJ's representatives negotiating an agreement on the terms of his release. ESPN's Adam Schefter reporting Cleveland's converting his base salary into a signing bonus to lower his cap number in an attempt to save money. Beckham has 2 years left on his deal, but no guaranteed money after this season. He can't be claimed on waivers until next week. Beckham was told not to attend practice the last 2 days. His dad on Tuesday posted a video to Instagram trashing Cleveland quarterback Baker Mayfield. The Jets expect quarterback Mike White to be recovered from his forearm injury by next Sunday's game against the Bills. White was injured last night. Coach Robert Saleh, though, did not commit to his starter with rookie Zach Wilson due back from a sprained knee. For more on these stories, tune into the 6 Eastern Sports Center on ESPN TV.
And now, another out-of-context moment from the Thom Abraham Show that sounds dirty.
I was actually trained as a plumber, so I know my way around a pipe here and there.
Stay tuned for more from Thom on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Chris doesn't even get nervous, man. I'm not even in the studio. My music is playing, and I'm not even in the studio yet, and he's just cool as hell. He doesn't even get nervous. You think he'd get like all jacked up and get nervous or anything, and he doesn't. He's just hanging in there, and he knows that I'll be in front of this mic by the time we get started. Welcome back for hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. This segment of the show brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford and the fine technicians in the service department that will take care of your vehicle and do a tremendous job with it. That's right, Woody Anderson Ford. They are fantastic. And look, doesn't have to be a Ford. I tell you that all the time. Doesn't have to be a Ford to get service at Woody Anderson Ford. But the inventory is coming back, and when you go down there, you're going to love it. And by the way, don't forget the certified pre-owned vehicles at Woody Anderson Ford as well. They are tremendous, and I drive one myself. I bought a 2019 F-150 STX pickup truck there, and I didn't. My wife thought it was brand new. When I brought it home, she thought the thing was brand new. All right, phone lines are open this entire segment of the radio show. If you want to get in, this is a great time to do it. We always give you this segment, the 11 o'clock, top of the 11 o'clock segment. If you want in at 256-576-4977, we have your Friday trifecta for you. Your Friday trifecta is as follows. Auburn is
Eagle
getting 4.5 at Texas
I think Miles
A&M.
took the approach of, real G's moving silence like lasagna.
And LSU.
We got the 4-piece dinner, and we fought for the breast.
They get 28.5 at Alabama.
Any of you play sports?
That was Nick Saban looking at the LSU film going into this week's game. I think that was what Nick Saban had said. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. And then Tennessee.
A fart in a skillet.
They are a pick'em at Kentucky.
Well, I ain't never been done with one.
Having their best year since that guy was the head coach there. And the Tennessee Titans with no Derrick Henry.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I am really not. They get 7.5 at the Rams in L.A.
I'm not very tolerant when it comes to the liberals who complain about everything.
Yeah, no, those people there in L.A. So there you go. That is your Friday trifecta. So if you want in, you can jump in on that. We go to the lines now. Dale is up. Dale, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little melancholy today, Dale. I was up quite a bit last night. I had a hard time sleeping after I got word at about 11 o'clock that Aaron Martins had passed away, and it was really kind of sad because he's a.
Well, I didn't hear that. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, that's terrible. I hadn't heard that either.
Yeah, he lost his battle with cancer. 49 years old, living in Leeds, Alabama for the last 30 years or so. Leaves behind 2 teenage kids and a wife that was very loving and supportive of him. He was a quirky guy, a 3-time Angler of the Year, a 9-time champion, 4 times runner-up in the Bassmaster Classic. He had been battling this cancer for 20 months. If he wasn't in the shape that he was in, he wouldn't have lasted 3 months. But
I didn't even know he was sick.
No, yeah. he had been battling brain cancer since January of 2019, and a quirky guy. He was always quick to come on the show. We fished together.
And he hardly couldn't beat him at Gunnersville either. You take him to Gunnersville, you better be.
Well, actually, the last time I saw Aaron in person was at a tournament in Gunnersville where we both fished in a charity event. Here's a guy, he was fighting for his life. It was last spring. He's fighting for his own life, battling cancer, and he fished in a charity event to benefit the congenital heart disease department over at the Children's Hospital in Birmingham, out of Gunnersville, and he had about 16 pounds, 17 pounds, something like that. I weighed his fish in. He was very frail and light.
Yeah.
I hated it. And he posted a video on his Facebook page about a month ago, and it's heartbreaking to watch. I mean, if you watch it, it's he's on Lay Lake, when he posted it, and it's heartbreaking to watch. It was maybe 2 months ago now. I guess it was 2 months ago.
Yeah, me and my fishing buddy, he passed away a couple of years ago. We met him at Gunnersville one time. He was super nice. We sat out there on the water and talked to him for an hour. He was a super nice guy. I mean, you could approach him. He didn't care. I mean, he wasn't even fishing a tournament. He was just out there fishing. I mean, he just sat there and talked to him. I mean, my buddy JT kind of knew him he's met him a couple of times, but we sat out there and just shot the crap, like nothing. I mean, he didn't care.
He's salt of the earth guy. I mean, he was just that kind of guy. He was very dialed into nature and everything else. He was quirky. He was weird. I mean, it was funny. Some of the conversations we had off the air were hilarious, and even on the air.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, next week we're going to dedicate the whole show to him. This week's show was already in the can when I got word that he had passed, and next week we'll have some guys coming on, and then we'll also have. I'm going to play some interview clips from him being on the show in the past that I think guys will get a kick out of.
I think there's a video out there. I'm pretty sure it might be somebody else. But I'm pretty sure it was him fishing a Bassmaster tournament where he got kind of hung up and jumped out of the boat, wading out in the water to get the fish. I'm pretty sure he was one. I mean, you see him all the time, but I'm pretty sure he's one that was fishing in shallow water and couldn't get to it and dove out of the boat and took his steering due. But
he did some crazy stuff. He kind of taught the world how to fish a drop shot. Nobody really did much of that. He taught the drop, but he would bristle at the thought of him being a one-trick pony, that he was a finesse guy. He hated that people thought he was a finesse guy. He would get in there and he would punch with 2-ounce weight, and I'll never forget him catching at Lake Havasu, him catching largemouth up in the reeds. It looked like land, and his boat was so deep into the reeds. Remember that? And he was horsing fish, 3 and 4 pounders out of the buggy whips there, and it was like he was fishing on land. So he was much more than just a finesse guy.
Yeah, like he's using a stick as a pole, as a reel or a rod.
Yeah.
You got to have that stuff when you fish now. You just got to jerk them out there like you're using a broom handle. You got to have something stiff.
Well, and he was an Enigma rods guy. He was the guy that put Enigma on the map. Jesse Teccarante will be one of the guys, the founder of Enigma, that'll come on next week. But I'm sponsored by Enigma as well, so I use those same hog snatcher rods that Aaron helped develop, and he fished that stuff for so long. And he was also one of the first Phoenix pros that ran a Phoenix boat, factory boat, and he was running a Phoenix boat right till the end. And Phoenix is, I run a Phoenix, and that's one of my title sponsors as well. So it's like I felt kindred spirits with him. We both were Enigma and Phoenix guys. So it's just a great loss. 49 years old.
I think like I said, my buddy that passed away, I think that's why he started fishing a drop shot, was because of him. I mean, we could go fishing and they wouldn't be like nothing. He put that drop shot on there and stir it up, and we start catching them. I mean, he wouldn't get a lot of big ones, but he would get them stirred up. Then we'd start catching them. But yeah, he loved that drop shot. I mean, it's something different. But yeah, I think that's why he started using it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if we wouldn't catch nothing, he'd put it on there like a little weird-looking blue worm, and next thing you know, we're catching fish. So that's the way it was. All right, let me go ahead and do the trifecta. Let me do the trifecta. Somebody else can get in here.
Auburn gets 4.5 at A&M.
Oh, I'm taking my Tiger.
Go compete in pickleball if you want to.
You got them. The other Tigers, LSU, they get 28.5 at the Tide.
What do you think about that? That's a lot of points. Alabama could probably beat them 49-10. But what's your opinion on that game?
49-10. 45-10, 52-10, 15.
Yeah, okay. All right, then I'm taking Alabama. That's what I was thinking. But LSU could come out fired up, which I doubt it. They can't run the ball. I mean, they ran the ball one game, and then Alabama's just going to, I think they're going to mash them as bad as I hate to.
I'm here.
I'm a huge LSU fan.
Yeah, it's the backdoor cover is in play. That is a huge, huge number. There's no doubt about it.
My son's a huge LSU fan, like you cheer for your favorite team. I cheer for Auburn. He's like that times 10 with LSU. He told me I ain't going to turn TV on, Daddy. I want to watch that beat they finna get. I ain't going to watch.
Tennessee is a pick'em at Kentucky.
Is Hooker playing? He going to play quarterback?
Yes, Hendon Hooker will be playing.
Okay, well, I'm taking Tennessee because he's been playing really good. So they'd have beat Ole Miss if he hadn't got hurt, in my opinion. So
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
You got Tennessee there. And in our tiebreaker, Monday Night Football, the Titans get 7.5 at the Rams.
And do you know if Von Miller's going to be available for that game?
I think he is. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be playing.
And imagine that defense. Now they got Von Miller over there. Good grief. I'm taking the Rams. How you going to score on them with all them people? I don't know how you going to score on them.
Yeah.
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
Derrick Henry.
They got Aaron Donald. They got Jalen Ramsey.
And then you have Von Miller. And
Von Miller. Yeah.
I mean, how you going to score on them? I just want to try to figure out. But, yeah, especially since Derrick Henry's out. Like you were talking about a while ago, what is Grandpa Peterson going to do? He's 30-something years, 36 years old. I'm sure he's in magnificent shape because he's a beast, but still.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you.
I'm gonna get off here, brother. So somebody else get on here.
All right,
Have
man.
a good weekend.
All right, thanks. You too. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to get out of Adrian Peterson. This was going to be a brutal, tough game anyway.
Yeah.
I think going over there, and I would think that Von Miller is going to play. And again, there's no reason for him not to play.
No.
As the type of player that he is. I mean, there's no reason. But they also have great offense there at the Rams. They got Cooper Kupp having a year unlike any other. I mean, nobody has had this first half of the season since Jerry Rice in 1990. And you got Matt Stafford. And Grizz, we went 53 years worth of Super Bowls with a team never playing the Super Bowl in their home stadium. Then last year, Tampa hosted the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
And this year, the Super Bowl is in L.A. This could be back-to-back years where a team gets to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium.
And it just looks, I mean, it just looks like almost a mirror of last year. You had a great quarterback in Tom Brady. Go to a team that is already stacked on offense. You get Gronkowski. You got a defense that was ranked 9th the season before as a defense. They got better. They got more guys. They got Leonard Fournette on offense as well, so that helped them. And Ronald Jones, him playing really well too for them. That's another thing. I mean, they got another great running back out of nowhere just to play really well. You got the Rams, who basically it's the same team. You got great receivers, you got great running backs, you got an amazing defense, and then you add Matt Stafford, who, like, he's playing on the Lions, and he's a great quarterback. I think he's still a great quarterback. And it's almost like, what are we doing here? We're like trying to build this super team to take down Tom Brady basically over in the Rams. It's crazy.
The Cardinals beat them. The Cardinals already beat them this year, and they got to get over.
Oh, I know,
the
and that, like I said before, that division's
get out of their own division. They got to get over to.
If Russell Wilson can come back, watch out, because the Seahawks are going to take some games from the Rams and probably from the Cardinals. I could see it. They're going to take a game.
A game maybe.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They beat up each other. They do it all the time.
They would be like a spoiler.
It's like the 49ers could wake up and beat the Rams.
Well, look, Saints just dumped the
Bucks.
So
the Falcons could beat the Bucks. I mean, they lost once, but they could beat them again. They could beat them once.
There's nothing that is a foregone conclusion.
They beat that almost undefeated Panthers team with Cam Newton. That was like one of the greatest Falcons game I've ever watched.
Nothing. What are you reminiscing about games from 5 years ago now? All of a sudden.
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
Went
like,
to the Super Bowl.
What I'm saying is, like, divisions like that, like, they're all professional athletes. You should be able to beat a team. You know what I mean? At least once.
Look at the AFC North with the Browns and the Bengals and the Ravens and the Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, those four teams, they're going to just beat the snot out of each other, I think.
It's the thing about
Somebody's
the Bengals.
Somebody's going to win that division with 11 wins.
The thing about the Bengals is they're so good on offense. It's just like their defense gave up so many points to the Jets. And it's like, and I get it, Mike White made his debut, but my goodness, it's just like, what is going on over there?
To Jets.
They can never get it right. Well, the Bengals, though, they can never get it right. They can never get it right, though, it seems.
Well, I mean,
seems like they're doing it now.
They were getting it right.
Yeah. At
5-1, now they're 5-3. Now they're going to be 5-4 after this weekend. Brandon is up next. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing all right. I'm admiring Chad's window here. I told him he looks like he's doing the show from his grandmother's upstairs walk-in closet, the way it's set up with the slanted ceiling and all.
Yeah, he's in the sports attic. Yeah, we do have slanted ceilings. It's making me dizzy. I'm going to throw up here in a minute, Chad. You're too low now. You got to pick your camera up a little bit. You're way too low. Yeah, it is the new studio has slanted ceilings, which has benefits, to be honest with you. But it is Chad's the tallest person that's allowed to work there because he's the only one that can walk down the left side of the hallway. So
that's a good laugh.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to get in on the picks today.
All right, so Auburn is getting 4.5 at Texas A&M.
Oh, I'm taking Auburn in the point.
War Eagle.
Yeah, that's what I did in Unleashed today. And I've wavered lately because I've got a lot of these handicapping experts telling me A&M, but I still got to stick with my gut. I'm 61%, so I'm sticking with my gut. LSU gets – go ahead.
I need A&M to win that game, but I feel like Jimbo's due to lay another turd.
Yeah. Well, I think A&M can win the game by 3. The 4.5 is a lot. I don't think they beat them by a touchdown or something like that. I think this is a very tight game, and I think Auburn could win the game outright. LSU gets 28.5 in Tuscaloosa.
It ain't going to be enough taking Bama laying the points.
I'm here.
He's there. He's ready to go. He's gone. Tennessee is at Pick'em at Kentucky.
Oh, Tennessee. I think
a fart in a skillet.
Exploding at the wrong time.
You say that like it's an automatic. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think Kentucky is showing itself as a pretender, and watch, they'll win and screw up everybody's picks here because just about everybody's taking Tennessee. Nobody's taking Tennessee Titans though. The Titans are 7.5. They get 7.5 at the Rams.
I think I'll have to take the Rams laying the points. Without
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how much the line moved. I probably should check. This line could be even bigger by now, but I go with the line that I'm going to roll with, and it may have gotten even bigger. But you look at the Open. Of course, the Open was they had already had the injury to Derrick Henry. Let me just see. I wonder what this line has been doing. Rams. It's holding steady. 7.5. It was 4. It was 4 at the Open. Got bet up to 7. And it's been sitting at 7.5 all week long. It's going to go to the wire at 7.5, I believe.
I'm surprised the line's that high.
You're surprised it's that high?
Yeah, I figured a game like that it'd probably be a little lower. I didn't figure they'd go a whole touchdown. I figured they'd get around in there 3 to 5 to make it hard to win on the push.
Even with Derrick Henry being out.
Yeah, because I think he puts them over the top to where they win by 14 or more, but that may just my homerism coming out.
Yeah, that's your homerism. It's at the Rams, for God's sakes. So they would have gotten 4 with Henry. So they're saying that Henry's worth 3 points. They would have gotten 4, but now they're getting 7.5.
It's amazing to me Henry only being worth 3 points when you say
that's
that
what I'm
out
saying.
loud.
It's like the team. His percentage of the yards that they get is off the hook,
Well, it's like if he's an MVP caliber player, then how come Aaron Rodgers is a 6.5 or 7 point favorite every game and all that stuff? He should be too.
Well, Aaron Rodgers,
I get it because he's
the quarterback. Because he touches the ball every single play. And
it seems like Derrick Henry gives it to him 30 times. That's majority of the time.
No, but that's not every play. I mean, they'll run 70 plays in a game. Derrick Henry, if he gets 30 touches, that's a big deal. The quarterback touches the ball every single play. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers was worth 5. That went from 2.5 to 5.5 or to 7.5. So Aaron Rodgers being out was worth 5. Derrick Henry being out was worth 3.
That's proportionate. I can take that in proportion. Hey, and I want to throw one more pick at you if I can before we go.
Yeah, sure.
You've got Army versus Air Force at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Air Force laying 2.5 with the over/under of 37.5. Air Force is going to cover that 2.5, and I think they're going to cover it with a few more. I would really love to go to that game, but I'm going to be in Tuscaloosa tomorrow night.
But you can't pick that. You're Air Force. You can't do that. I mean, you know what I mean? How are we supposed to take that as a legitimate pick when you're Air Force? I mean, you're former Air Force. Come on.
Hey, I never claimed to not be a homer. Never.
Well, you're a homer. Yeah. It's the point.
Just call me Mr. Simpson, and we'll be what it is.
There you go, brother. All right, man. Appreciate you. How come you're not at that thing? Are you going to the parade? You're right near the parade, aren't you?
No, sir. I have a stack of appraisal reports on this desk. It's going to require me to do them until about midnight tonight so that I can take off tomorrow because revenue always comes first.
That damn job, man. This damn job gets in the way all the time.
I'm going to do some reports with you on the boat fishing sometime with my kids.
Hey, you know what? Your job it just happens to be my job. You know what I mean? My job. I work in the toy factory of life. Okay, so I can't. What can I tell you? I don't even have a job. I get paid to do something I love. That's what I do. I don't really have a job. I don't consider this a job. Oh, tonight I got to go do the Huntsville Havoc hockey game tonight. And it's a job. It's not a job. Not a job. I get paid to do what I love to do, you know? So keep fooling people. I'm going to be all right.
Hey, if you go back to fishing with a Zebco 33, then, I mean, we can put you back into legend status at that point.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that would be bad. If I went back to the old Zebco 33, that would not be bad. All right. Appreciate you.
Roll Tide.
All right. Roll Tide is right. A job. And there are people in this business that talk like it's a job. I gotta go to Tuscaloosa and eat Denny dogs. And they moved the press box. They now have glass in front of the press box. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to go because of that. But they press box at Alabama used to be my favorite press box in all of the SEC. 50-yard line, open air. You felt like you were at the in the game. Now it's in the corner of the end zone with glass. I haven't been there since they moved it. I'm not a fan of any of that. I'm not a fan of any of that. But having said all of that, don't talk to us about believe me, nobody in my business should be complaining about anything. I'm sitting here talking sports with you guys at a bar every day. So I feel like I'm at a restaurant talking sports every day. Job. I'm off to the Paragraph Factory for my job. Get the heck out of here. Got to go to this fishing tournament for my job. Are you kidding me? Jason is next. Jason, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, Jason, I'm just slaving away at my job. I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to get through the day here at my job. Yeah.
Doing sports and digging ditches. You been to a one-legged man in a rear end kicking contest. Oh, mate. Hey, you need to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Like Chad, I'm suffering this year with my Falcons.
Yeah.
Dig up some VHS tapes of Lehman Bennett and the Blitz Grits with Wallace Francis and Alfred Jenkins, and we'll play this season, that season.
Is that before or after Tommy Nobis and
right? Tommy
Bartkowski?
Nobis,
It's Steve Bartkowski. Yeah.
Right.
Billy White Shoes.
Billy White Shoes Johnson. Yeah. Great team.
Yeah.
That's the Falcons year.
No, that's not. Really, you want the Falcons.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it is.
You want the Falcons that went to the Super Bowl just a couple of years. They were up 28-3, and then you want to fall asleep. You want to watch the first half of the Super Bowl in 2016. That's what you want.
Oh, Bartkowski was. If we had Bartkowski for the quarterback of the Falcons in 2015, we win that.
Steve Bartkowski is a great outdoorsman. He hosted an outdoor show, a hunting show, for years and years after he got done playing football.
Yeah, I used to love the one. They had 2 years. They was really good. Really good.
Yeah, they had a couple of good years there. All right, you ready to make your picks?
Oh, you bet.
All right, Auburn is plus 4.5 at A&M.
I'm going to – God, this has killed me. I'm going with Auburn.
Go compete in pickleball if you want to.
LSU gets 28.5 at Alabama.
Alabama.
Any of you play sports?
Tennessee is a pick'em in the battle for the barrel that they don't do anymore at Kentucky.
Let's go Kentucky.
Because I ain't never been done with a winner.
And the Titans get 7 and a hook at the Rams in the tiebreaker.
Is Adrian Peterson actually going to play in this ballgame?
That I do not know yet. As I'm trying to find that same issue, whether or not he's going to be. It's not like Von Miller. Von Miller, you can activate a defensive lineman. He's been playing all year. Adrian Peterson has been at the old folks' home eating his dinner through a straw. So I don't know, whether or not he's ready yet or not.
I'm going to go with the Rams. There's no way, that the Titans have enough depth in his backfield to stay with them.
I'm not very tolerant when it comes to the liberals who complain about everything.
All right, you got him.
All right, thank you.
every single pick is on the Rams. Every single pick is on the Rams. It's one of these master the obvious. I may go the other way. I mean, I picked the Rams. I may have to go the other way. All right, let's get a break in here. When we come back, short segment, and then we'll loop back around, and we will have Lee Sterling coming up and get his thoughts on the games as well. Right here, it's the Thom Abraham Show. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
The undisputed middleweight boxing championship of the world on the line when Canelo Alvarez meets Caleb Plant. Alvarez the heavy favorite, minus 1,100. Plant plus 675. The fight tomorrow night in Vegas. College football, 2 games tonight. Virginia Tech minus 3 at Boston College. The over under 47.5. Utah minus 9 at Stanford. 54 total. UFC 268 from Madison Square Garden tomorrow. Kamaru Usman, the minus 325 favorite to defend his welterweight title against Colby Covington at plus 250. Zhang Wei Li minus 115 for the women's strawweight belt. Rose Namajunas minus 105.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Valley Equipment Rental. Pretty self-explanatory name, no? Thom Abraham here. And look, Valley Equipment Rental is all over the Tennessee Valley. And they rent equipment. All kinds of equipment. And not just to the contractors out there, but to you, the general public, as well. Need a skid steer or an excavator? Well, they've got over 40 units to make sure they've got one for you. From huge boom lifts to miscellaneous hand tools, it's at Valley Equipment Rental on the South Parkway. And soon, they'll have a second location to handle even more equipment. More on that to come.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Thom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Eating the last slice of pumpkin pie, power move. Buying your own gifts, power move. Switching to extra reliable internet from WOW with speeds up to 1 gig, power move. Get the speed you need, starting with Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month. Plus, learn how to get a year of HBO Max included and up to $300 on us. Sign up at wowway.com today. Wow. After the promotional period, HBO Max will auto-renew at then prevailing rate. Limited to new customers with auto-pay and paperless billing. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
Leaving his mark on sports talk radio with a paddle.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Join West Neighbors weekday afternoons on The Drive, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by TOC Sports. For all your orthopedic needs, it's TOC Sports. Not just surgery, but if you need rehab, anything like that, you got that the soreness in your shoulder, your knee. Doesn't have to be a sports injury. You know, it's that time of year where everybody's outside raking leaves and things like that. Although you shouldn't rake leaves yet, okay? But if you get sore raking leaves and you can't do the household chores that you want to do and you've got some kind of a issue like that, you might want to see a doc at TOC Sports. Stop raking your leaves, though. I got a neighbor across the street, and they've been raking their leaves, and I look up at the tree, and the tree has got 90% of its leaves in it. Now, yes, there are some leaves on the ground, and yes, they made some piles. You know what I mean, Grizz? They made some piles that are...
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
You look at the tree, in the tree, you don't even know that there's any leaves off the tree yet. I got some leaves. I'm not raking no leaves now. Don't rake your leaves on November 4th.
And never do it like the day after it rained, or like even 2 days after it rained. Because if it's real heavy leaves everywhere,
yeah, heavy leaves,
you're gonna sit there and it's like, I mean, it's literally like going through cement with a rake. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Do you rake your leaves or blow your leaves?
Oh, no. What I do is I put the bag on the back of the lawnmower.
Nice.
And I cut them. And then I put that in, I mulch them, and then I put them into a trash can. I do not try to.
Well, save some of that for around the. Save some of that for around the house. The flowers in the garden
flower beds. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and things like that is really good. Yeah, I don't have a bagger. If I had a bagger, I would do the same as what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now I have a good blower, but the problem with the blower is that I have a wrought iron fence around the front of the property. And I can't get the leaves through the fence. You know what I mean? If I blow them,
get stuck. They get wrapped
they blow
around.
Yeah, and then they blow up against the fence. And then what am I doing? So I have people. I have sons. They do some raking and things like that once in a while,
as they should.
So, yeah, as they should. I do like to mow the leaves though, because they're very good nutrients. You can mow the leaves and shoot them all over the lawn. So that's not a bad thing to do either. But stop raking your leaves now. I mean, the trees are at least 80% full. I know you think you got a lot of stuff on the ground, but stop it. Grumpy says this is the hardest trifecta of the year every year. Every one of these games is difficult to pick. He also says to tell Grizz that the Bengals is an all-female band from 1981. And that the Bengals. The Bengals. Can you say Bengals?
The Bengals.
Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are the team from Cincinnati, not the Bengals.
I like both of them, so.
You like the Bengals? The female group, the Bengals? My favorite all-female group was Dixie Chicks until they started ripping on the U.S. Get one lousy female group. That's the only group I can think of that was all women. Well, no. I take that back.
Spice Girls. Come on now.
No,
I grew up in the Spice Girls.
Spice Girls? No, Spice Girls are terrible. I take that back. Diana Ross and the Supremes.
There you go.
Diana Ross and the Supremes. Best girl band ever. Diana Ross and the Supremes. I'll fight you if you tell me I'm lying.
I'll fight you. Any other time I won't, but I'll fight
the
you on
Go-Go's.
that instance.
Not the Go-Go's. Grumpy says the Go-Go's. No, not the Go-Go's. Diana Ross and the Supremes and any of the other ones that were part of Motown. That's it. That's the only ones. Some crazy college football coaching rumors out there. How about LSU AD Scott Woodard still hoping to lure Jimbo Fisher back from Texas A&M to LSU now? Remember, he hired him at A&M. I don't think I'm leaving. Yes, you have the state to yourself, but it's a much smaller state than Texas.
He's got. You heard it in the press conference. He's got that ranch. He loves it here.
He's got a ranch.
He's got multiple ranches. I'm sorry. He's got multiple ranches.
He says howdy. He learned how to say howdy.
I love it. I love it here in Texas A&M. I just love it.
I forget about that. How about this one? How about Texas Tech would like to bring Mike Leach back after they fired him in 2009. Remember that crazy story about how a player who had concussion, how they put him in a dark room or something like that on it. First of all, why would you leave Mississippi State for Texas Tech? Why would you leave a middle of the SEC West team to go to a bottom of the Big 12 team?
I guess a lot of times they think that like coaches being in the heart of where a lot of the recruiting is the best fit, even if you're at like a small school like Texas Tech or something, like not a powerhouse.
You're getting like after after Texas,
you're getting
Texas
guys that don't
A&M,
want to go to Baylor.
Hell, SMU's probably taking guys. Baylor, TCU. And speaking of TCU, there's this. TCU wants to talk to Deion Sanders. What the hell are you talking about?
He'll get
They want to talk to
frustrated.
Deion. Deion hasn't even coached the last couple of games because he had foot surgery, which really he got bored. I'm sure he could have had the foot surgery
Hugh
after
Freeze
the
was
season.
in a hospital bed at the game. Come on now.
Hugh Freeze back to the scene of the crime at Ole Miss. But nobody's been talking about Hugh Freeze lately. You'd think with all of these things that somebody would be talking about, Hey, talking about chopping up your tree leaves, you probably already know this, but you get a set of mulching blades and slap them on your mower, and you can really chop them up. Yes, I do know that, but don't you also have to have, you got to not have a chute, right? If you're going to have mulching blades, I think you have to have a thing that covers your chute. Because I don't know that the mulching blade, will they mulch it and put it right down, or doesn't it mulch it and blow it out the side window? If you have a thing on the side of your mower, I think a mulching mower doesn't have a blowhole.
Yeah, I mean, like I have one of the, I have a push mower, but I mean the side does have like the little thing, the little flap. You can shoot it out the grass or whatever. But I do have the back end where the actual bagger. I mean, I
hate changing my blades. I hate taking.
I
the
hate
lower
that.
Deck
Yeah,
off I hate taking the lower deck off the thing. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, Lee Sterling will join us from ParamountSports.com. It's Thom Abraham Show, gardening and sports on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Orange is the color of power, of progress, the color of Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done, trust Kubota's L and M Series tractors, zero-turn mowers, the fun sidekick, from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work. Our latest zone deal is upon us. Log on to 977ESPN.com for Gunner's Landing. 2 rounds of golf for the price of 1, including a cart. Gunner's Landing is one of the Tennessee Valley's finest golf experiences. Just 35 minutes from downtown Huntsville, Gunner's Landing's 18-hole championship jewel is open to the public 7 days a week. Gunner's Landing offers you a golf experience like no other. Log on now, 977ESPN.com.
At Bryant Bank, we recognize your time is valuable, and easy, secure access to your finances is essential. That's why we provide the financial tools you need to manage your money on the go and make life a bit easier. At Bryant Bank, we're here to help with instant debit cards, Apple Pay, person-to-person payments, and more. Bryant bankers want to show you how beneficial our digital banking services can be. Learn more at bryantbank.com. Bryant Bank. Live legendary. Member FDIC.
2 Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. 2 Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at 2maidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. 2 Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, at Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it. And there's no extra cost to custom order. Plus, you get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates. This applies to 2021 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, and Expedition. It's a win-win with a custom order at Woody Anderson Ford. You get the colors, the features, and the options that fit your life. Plus, you get notified when it's built, shipped, and ready to deliver. Listen, buying a new car or truck is likely the second largest investment you'll ever make. So why settle? Get exactly what you want with a custom factory order today. And get $1,000 off MSRP. See how at WoodyAndersonFord.com or at the corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
In 2 years, you can have a career that makes sense for you. Skill up and earn a living working with your hands, or work on the front line of computer information systems and cybersecurity. Get a degree that lets your healing heart take care of people. Help design and manufacture the most advanced cars, machinery, or even aerospace components. In just 2 years, great careers are within your reach at Drake State Community and Technical College. Visit drakestate.edu to apply.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on 2 services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatawetheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Rolling, yeah! Keep moving, moving, moving. Though they're disapproving, keep them doggies moving right. Don't try to understand them, just rope, throw, and brand. Soon we'll be living high and wide.
Oh, yeah, he is rolling. There's no doubt about it. He's brought to us today by Valley Equipment Rental on the South Memorial Parkway. Remember, you got projects you need to do this weekend. I know how you are. You're going to work Saturday morning and Sunday morning. Now, you might work this afternoon late. So if you go to Valley Equipment Rental today after 3 o'clock and you rent your piece of equipment, you can use it tonight until whenever. Okay? There's nothing to do tonight. You can do it, if not, listen to either the hockey game or the Madison Academy playoff football game or whatever. But you're not going to be missing any games, of note tonight. And then what you want to do is you're going to work in the morning on Saturday, because I know you're watching football in the afternoon, and then you're going to work in the morning on Sunday. You're going to listen to football, watch football in the afternoon. So this way, if you rent this afternoon after 3, you get to keep your piece of equipment all the way until Monday. It's not due back until Monday morning. So do that at Valley Equipment. Tell Ross Roberts and his crew that the Big Dog sent you down there as well. Okay? Don't forget, a second location, not a new location, not a different location. A second location is set to open coming up in the spring. We're going to tell you where that is a little bit later on in the month. All right. Joining us now, look, 4-1 last week on the games he picked on the air for us. And the week before that, he was 4-1. So rolling, 8-2. I'm no math major. Sounds like 80% the last couple of weeks on the games that he's given us on the air. It's even hotter than me. Lee Sterling joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
Good, but full disclosure, I actually lost for my clients. Usually, we do pretty well on these selections, the free games, the games that your listeners want to hear about, the Auburn game, the Alabama game, Tennessee game, teams like that. But I had a horrible Saturday and Sunday, had some bad calls and some bad beats. Pretty much the whole you watched the show on Monday night after the Monday night game, the bad beats, right?
Yeah, right.
So I had pretty much most of my games were highlighted there. But we did come back. So at least things are starting to improve. One on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. We passed on Wednesday. So things are looking up. Hopefully get a nice comeback weekend. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not even selling the month. I don't want to do that. I want to prove to people I can have a big week. They want to get involved. 7 games on Saturday, just $77. And it's an instant download. So as soon as you purchase it, a window pops open with all 7 games. You don't have to call back Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and 5 for $55 on Sunday. So if you like one sport or the other, take your pick. If you want to roll with the college games and see how we do, and then if we win, roll it into Sunday, do that too. 7 for $77 Saturday, 5 for $55 Sunday in the NFL, ParamountSports.com.
I love that. What do you think about Arkansas laying 5 against Mississippi State?
I think it's an interesting game. I think the scheduling dynamics really hurt Mississippi State here. Here's why. Arkansas basically has had 3 weeks to prepare for this game. They played Arkansas Pine Bluff. I didn't even know Arkansas Pine Bluff, to be honest with you, had a team anymore. Then bye week, and then they get to play this game. So I just think it's set up perfectly for them here, and Mississippi State has to face a totally different type offense. Don't face a quarterback that, pretty much like Kentucky just drops back and sits in the pocket. Got K.J. Jefferson, dual-threat quarterback with some home run hitting receivers. A couple of those guys will be in the NFL. He's got 15 touchdown passes. They hit on a lot of long balls here. I like Arkansas, 30-23.
I'm with you on that one. Ole Miss is minus 9.5 at home against Liberty, and Hugh Freeze coming in. Feels like it's light, that number. It feels like Lane Kiffin will want to lay the wood to old Hugh Freeze, but Liberty's not bad.
No, here's what's interesting about Liberty. So they returned all 11 starters on offense, and on defense, 9. They remind me of Coastal Carolina. Both these two teams basically returned their whole team, and they're not as good this year. Crazy sometimes. Yeah. Reminds me like North Carolina. I know North Carolina lost their wide receiver and their running back core. They only lost one guy on defense, and they're not even half as good as they were last year. So sometimes it happens. Kids don't work hard in the off season. Other team prepares.
Yeah, other team prepares.
How long do you think Hugh Freeze has been preparing for this game, looking at film of Ole Miss?
Oh, I think if he has any free time, he's been probably doing it for the last month.
Right, I agree. So this is what I think's happened, and then also they've been favored. I mean, by 20-35 in 6 games already this year. So I think this is their Super Bowl. This is everything to Hugh Freeze and his team. They win this game, and all of a sudden, everyone's talking about them again. And Ole Miss isn't very good at home. 10-18 against the spread. This is a team, you watch Matt Corral, he is not the same right now. He is been crippled with injuries, not running much anymore last 2 games. His receivers aren't the same. Lost one of his star receivers. The receivers are beaten up, and they just don't have that explosiveness anymore. I think they win the game 45-42, but I'm taking the 9.5 in Liberty Mutual. Wouldn't shock me if they even take this game down to the wire or win it outright.
Wow, okay. I faded Kentucky the last 2 weeks and liked it. Now they're minus 2.5. It's really almost a pick now. I'm seeing a lot of pick now in this game here with the Volunteers heading up to Kentucky. What do you got?
So I think this is a great setup here for Kentucky. I'm going to make some predictions. Some guys will come out there and they'll just, they won't say much at all. I think Josh Heupel is going to be gone in 2 years. You agree with me?
Negatively gone or gone to take a better job?
No, I think he's going to be gone, fired.
I don't think they'll fire him in 2 years just because I think they got to get off that roller coaster. I think he'll get a little bit longer time, but I don't think he's going to do well there. I don't think he's going to be. I think they'll be winning 6 or 7 games
by midseason 2 years from now. Here's why.
Wow.
So you look at the team he left behind at Central Florida. There's no talent. He couldn't recruit. Now he's got to recruit against Kirby Smart, Nick Saban if he wants to compete. I even think that Dan Mullen's time is starting to run short. So I like the idea of his offense, the go-go spread. It's going to be an interesting game against the slow-motion Kentucky offense. So Hendon Hooker is his guy, and I think he's made them look better than they probably are. But he's still, even though he's 2-0 straight up and against the spread versus powder puff defenses of Missouri and South Carolina, he's 0-3 straight up and against the spread versus Florida, Ole Miss, and Alabama here. So I think that Kentucky's defense is more aligned with Florida and Ole Miss in that category, somewhere in between or maybe even better than the Missouri, obviously, and South Carolina defense. I just think they've got the better coach, does Kentucky, better line play, better running game, and the game's at home. I like Kentucky, 30-23.
All right. A&M minus 4.5 with Auburn coming in hot.
They are. And Bo Nix has been cutting down on his turnovers. So it's about time. Doesn't it feel like he's been around like 8-10 years?
It feels like he's been around 8 to 10 years because we've been watching him since he was a freshman in high school. So, yeah, for us, we've been watching the kid for 7 years now here in Alabama.
Yeah. So he's looked better, and he has beaten LSU and Arkansas on the road. But I think that the Texas A&M defense is a couple levels above both of those defenses. And A&M, coming off a bye, Jimbo Fisher, can dial up a game plan here and maybe hit on a couple 2-3 home run plays. He's got some game-breaking running backs. He's got some thoroughbred wide receivers that are flat out just better than what Auburn has. And Auburn lost by 8 on the road to Penn State, and A&M's better than Penn State. A&M 30-20 over Auburn.
Wow. Alabama laying serious wood, 28.5 against LSU. I mean, they're not playing Nickel State. They're playing LSU. A lot of points there. Seems like the back door's wide open, but what do you think?
Yeah, it used to be a couple years ago they'd play like the Louisiana Monroes, and they were laying like 35. But here's the thing. Playoff committee says margin of victory has no bearing on the rankings. I don't believe it. Nick Saban has kept Bryce Young in the game, up 3 to 4+ touchdowns in the fourth quarter versus Mississippi State and Tennessee. Nick Saban laid it on the Tigers last year, 55-17, to kind of make up for the 46-41 loss to Joe Burrow in 2019. LSU, they tried to slow the pace last week versus Ole Miss by running, but they only mustered 77 yards, and only once this season have they run for more than 150 in a game. I mean, I just think that Nick wants to make it tough for the next LSU coaching staff if he goes head-to-head for a kid, and he wants to put so much doubt into that program. He wants to make it so they can't recover here. Bama also 9-0 against the spread at home. Make it 10-0. Roll Tide, 50-15.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. How did he get this game of the week? Troy and South Alabama, a little South Alabama battle down there.
Should be a good game. I mean, Troy's playing hard. I mean, their defense hits. They got a running back, Vidal, who is tough to bring down. South Alabama, Jake Bentley, all of a sudden they're competitive. You want to get that game? Call 800-400-9741. Like I said, you want to get involved. This is the week. People love me on the bounce back because I rarely lose 2 weeks in a row. 7 for 77 Saturday or 5 for 55 in the NFL on Sunday. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
All right, always good. Check him out at ParamountSports.com. He's got all kinds of information there. He is Lee Sterling, does a tremendous job. Lee, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Big Dog.
All right, good stuff there from Lee Sterling. All right, it's listen, this is a tough trifecta. There's no doubt about it. And I'll just tell you right now, I like Auburn getting 4.5 at A&M. I believe that Auburn is going to give A&M a hell of a game there. I do have Alabama, and I will lay it at 28.5 points. If you believe in Kentucky, yeah, this is a bad spot. This would be a bad loss for Tennessee. If Josh Heupel goes up to Kentucky and loses this football game here, this, I think, puts everything back a little bit. I think this puts the whole concept of, what Tennessee is doing and whether or not the gap is closing or whether or not they're getting any better. This sets that back a little bit. They need to win that game. And I'll pull for the Titans like crazy on Monday night, but I just don't. I have no idea how they're going to do anything. No idea. I got the Rams. All right, that's going to do it for us. Chuck Oliver is coming up next. Then Paul Feinbaum. Then a truncated drive leading into the Madison Academy game. Don't forget the North Alabama High School scoreboard show coming up at 9:30 as well. And then over on Zone 4, those of you that love hockey, you can catch the Huntsville Havoc and Making Mayhem with me on the call there. For Chad, I'm Tom. Have a great weekend, everybody. This is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com.